Rabbi Adin Steinsaltz is a teacher, a philosopher, a social critic, and prolific author who has been hailed by Time magazine as a once-in-a-millennium scholar. His lifetime work in Jewish education earned him the Israel Prize, our country's highest honor. He was born in Jerusalem in 1937 to secular parents. Then he studied physics and chemistry at the Hebrew University. He established several experimental schools and at the age of 24 became Israel's youngest school principal. In 1965, way back, he began his monumental Hebrew translation and commentary on the Talmud, 46 volumes. His other classic works include works on the Kabbalah. The famous book, The 13-Petaled Rose, was first published in 1980 and now appears in 8 languages. In all, Rabbi Steinsaltz has authored some 60 books and hundreds of articles on subjects ranging from zoology to theology to social commentary. Now, continuing his work as a teacher and spiritual mentor, Rabbi Steinsaltz established a network of schools and educational institutions in Israel and the former Soviet Union. He has served as scholar in residence at the top echelon schools like the Woodrow Wilson Center and also the Institute for Advanced Studies at Princeton. He's got honorary degrees from major universities. And Rabbi Steinsaltz lives in Jerusalem. He and his wife have 3 children and 15 grandchildren. Now his Talmud, the Steinsaltz Talmud, is the most accessible edition available of the Talmud, the nearly 2,000-year-old central text of the Jewish people's oral law. Translated from the Aramaic to modern Hebrew and now to English, this Talmud fosters deep and creative engagement with the text. It has pictures, it has roots of words, it has history of the people that are talked about in the text. The voices come to life through your more intimate knowledge of who the people that you're dealing in the Talmud with are. The Steinsaltz Talmud offers solutions to linguistic and contextual issues, removes obstacles stemming from its non-linear construction, and provides succinct commentaries, pertinent halachic rulings, explanatory notes to Rashi and other commentators, detailed indexes, background from science, history, and humanities. And basically, the Steinsaltz Talmud enables both beginning and seasoned students to participate in the living Talmudic conversation. And it was a great honor indeed to be at the Steinsaltz Institute and to speak with one of the great scholars of our time and maybe one of the great Jews of our time as well, Rabbi Adin Steinsaltz. I want to get to the question of why you chose to make this Talmud so different than the way it's been for so long. The layout, it's different. It goes from left to right. It's like an English book.
Well, first of all, it's not my first attempt at it, and sure not the first attempt in general of doing this thing. So it's not in that is nothing in the way of an innovation in that side. And my point is, I'm trying to do. I really don't care about whether the things are old or new, or brand new, or extremely old. My real question is it good or bad? I know it's a different question, and usually people don't ask it, because when you claim that something is old, so if it's old, in the sight of some people, old means good, in the sight of other people, old means bad, but basically it doesn't mean anything. It just isn't. It may be to one to. It may be old or new. So the main point is, what is it? How does it? What is the meaning of it? How does it work? Is it useful for what it is? See, there are certain things that didn't change basically from the time of Adam. Even implements. Basically the same things. A fish hook is a fish hook from the very beginning of time. There are things that change every day, new things. So the point is, it's not whether it's old or good. If you can do something which is better, You try to do something.
Is that what the new iPhone, the iPad app is? The Steinsaltz Gemara iPad?
Of course, if
I can't use it on Shabbos.
You can use it on Shabbos, but you can use it on the weekdays. There are more weekdays than Shabbos, and if I know my people, and I think that I do know Jews, I have a unexplained liking for Jews. Really unexplained, because you can say there are lots of blemishes to find in Jews, but I like Jews. I mean, I share it with very few others. See, the Rabbi Steinsaltz also seems to like us. Again, knowing all our failings, see, that doesn't mean that he doesn't know, but he likes us. But basically, knowing the Jews, I know that Shabbos is basically is theoretically made for a day of study and a day of ruchnis. Practically, it's a day of chant and a day of resting. Exactly. See, so I'm saying that basically, in many ways, I'm very basically right about it. See, when people they have a day of work. In the day of work, they can put in an hour or two of study, because the days are made for that. When it comes to days of rest, yeah, okay, some of us are tired just from very hard work, but also I'm not praising the Shabbat that is a Cholent Shabbos. You see, it is not my view of how Shabbos should look like. But you see, even with the time, you can see in so many places and so many times this part of the Shabbos, not as a sentiment. The sentiment remains. See, the love of Shabbos remains, but the contents and what you do in that day of Shabbos. I mean, my family on one side, the main point of the Chassidus is that after the first Shabbos meal, they meet together in the Chassidim shtil and they sit there for hours. So that's the Shabbos, but it's not usual. See, most people don't go for after the Shabbos meal to sit for 3 or 4 hours and sit and sing nigunim and speak about dvarim ha'oim din perumo shel ha'olam. And so it is the same. I mean, there are people that go to Shalosh to hear divrei Elokim Chaim. Most people go to Shalosh to eat herring. See, and to say enigma too, why not? I mean, so I'm just saying practically.
Well, one thing that has changed in the Jewish world is that the Talmud used to be inaccessible, hard, and 2 is that there wasn't a system like there is today, Daf Yomi, that has become so popular.
Well, Daf Yomi, you see, it is, I would say, even though I'm possibly partly guilty of the change. See, in many ways, Talmud is not an easy subject. Will never be an easy subject. You cannot make with the best commentators and the best commentaries and the best teacher. It cannot be made as what I call as easily imbibed like a story.
Right.
So you cannot, because it's hard work. Some of it is extremely hard work. I mean, it is not just study, see, but it's a study which needs to put your head in it. You have to remember it. You have to remember all the moves, you see, that go into it, and you have to be involved in it. And if you are not, you cannot do very much. So in that sense, it will always be a difficult subject. But see, the works of me, people like me, all over the world, made it far more accessible. See, the point was that if you see, people went to yeshivas, I'm not speaking in older times, when the numbers of those who went to yeshivas were very small, and those that went to the yeshivas were very, very bright. See, now the numbers are bigger, and the brightness dimmed a little bit. See, so what you have here, you see, you may be all of you examples of the same thing. You went to the yeshiva. You spent a few years in the yeshiva. Can you say that you became scholars? Mm-hmm. For most people, it's not true. What happened, basically? What happened is that some of the people are at least able to take any daf and study it when they put their minds to it. Some need also a little bit of help even in that. Which is, that's the usual. Now I'm not trying to just to blame or to say it's...
So you eliminated the struggle.
What?
You eliminated the struggle.
No, I eliminated part of the... See, there are lots of things about the Talmud that cannot be... You cannot solve by making it, see, put more pictures or less pictures. It won't make it a big change. So what really, in a certain way, what can be done? What can be done? And that's when you have to remember what can be done, what cannot be done.
I think it's still very much a struggle, even to get through Steinsaltz Gemara.
That's exactly what I'm saying. What I try to say, what I'm trying to do is, I try to cut some of the unnecessary hardship that goes with the people and with studying. See, it's just imagine that you would do like some people that we always say that is new. You should go to the original set. The original set is also not very, very old. The original size, I mean, the first Talmuds were printed about 500 years ago. It's really, such things are in our history very new. So, should we go back to use manuscripts? Won't it be better? And if we can smudge the old manuscripts and written in a way that you hardly can read. So what happened with the time was, again, this made a big move ahead about learning Talmud. The fact the books were printed, and something again novel. There are some very few manuscripts, and it's my need to know about it. See, there are some very few manuscripts that have a commentary beside. So most of them didn't have a commentary. So just go to the Talmud as you have in the years, not just in Rashi's time, but 200 or 300 years after Rashi. You had the same thing. So do we have to go back there? Do we have to go back? Why? But we say we can make some of the hardship. The print is now clear and visible very much. Instead of trying to find out, is this letter a pay or a pay or a kof? Now you know what it is. Now, if you want to add a commentary besides the Talmud, is in itself a novelty. It wasn't in old manuscripts. You don't have it. So they put the manuscripts around it. Why? Because it could be done. I mean, technology has all kinds of bad things in it, and lots of good things. And those good things, I mean, Jews, this as a thing is an aside, but it may not harm even the people that listen or will read whatever I'm saying. See, Judaism generally is almost opposite of all the religions, is not reactionary. We basically we believe in what I call, to put it in perhaps an ugly word, we believe in progress. We believe always, and that the discussions about it are not from the 19th or 12th or 15th century, but from the times of Rabbi Akiva. See, there there's a wonderful question that is found in Medrash, and like this, there's Rebosim like this in the Gemara, but the Medrash is there that the Roman governor of Eretz Yisrael asks Rabbi Akiva, what is better? The things that are made by the Rabbi Yishai, no, things are made by men. Rabbi Akiva answers immediately, those that are made by men are better. So he says, how can you say something like this? Can a man make heaven and earth? So he said, man cannot make heaven and earth. But we speak about those things that we can make. And in those things that we can make, say he bought him, say, a sheaves of wheat and a cake, and says, what is better? See, what is better? Then, of course, the guy came to what he really wanted to ask, but he lost the point in it. Say, why are you circumcised? And so Rabbi Akiva said, I told you that what men do, what men does is better than what is done by nature. So I'm saying, but basically it means we didn't believe that people, even though we have also, see, we are not immune from having our own mishugoyim, but basically we were always going to doctors. And Rapui Rape is not written by Yeshiva University with what called medical school there, which has lots of things to comment upon, but basically it's not done by Rapui Rape is basic. So you go, there are doctors, and you go to doctors, and you don't say, if the Rabbi Yishai wanted to afflict me with a pneumonia, I should just pray to Rabbi Yishai to take it away. So we pray. We don't stop praying. But we go to the doctor, we get possibly antibiotics, and we get rid of it. Not like my poor grandfather just died of getting pneumonia. See, it doesn't happen very much in our time. So, but basically is that Judaism was for it. What you can have something new that can be useful, you take it. You are not averse to it. Talmud is written basically, intrinsically, it's a different language of thinking. It is not a different language in writing. It's a different language of thinking. It is like when you see, possibly for all of you, it's a frightening subject, when you take a text in mathematics, the language is the same English that you know, but you get into it and you feel that you are lost. You don't know what they want from you. You don't understand it. You don't understand the way, because it's a different language, not in the sense that it is written in a differently, but it is intrinsically. It's a different language. It's a different language.
Is the goal to make us think differently? Learning Gemara? Is that
no,
the goal?
It's not a goal. It's a different language. For Lahavdil, you have the language of mathematics. It's not made in order to make the pure students of in the high schools to feel in despair or to have horrors. Sometimes they have bad dreams about the mathematics they had in school. See, many of them have it. In some of the nightmares, you wake up and you remember that when you were studying mathematics in school, and you tend to forget all of it. But it is not made in order to be difficult. This way of dealing with certain things needs its special language. Lahavdil, again, this is a language, say, of chess. Language of it. It's not because it is made to be difficult. It deals with chess. And because it deals with chess, it's a different language. There are different terms, but basically it's the same. You write it also in English or whatever language, a different language. But this is true about basic subjects. They need their own language. So Talmud has a different language, which is the language of thinking. See, it is thinking Talmudically. And when you get it, if you are, some boys that begin to learn, as they are Lahavdil with mathematics or with other subjects, there are some boys that take to it like what I call, like ducks through the water. See, you have such that they take Gemara and they swim in it. I mean, it's not that they swim in it because in a way, it's a natural tongue. Even those, when they didn't learn it before, after a few pages, they feel that, what a Vergnügen, that you have the language the way. For many others, it is still, just take a chicken, a simple ordinary chicken, put it in the water. It won't make such a nice moves in the water. So you take a boy that is not, his head is not made Talmudically, see, and you put him into the Talmud, and so he has to struggle. So what I'm trying to do is to make some of the ways easier, to make little bridges, little ways of helping. Basically, you see, if you don't get it, you see, sometimes you have to get. What is the point of a question? What is the point of having three answers for the same question? What is the point of having one question piled on the other question, on the third question, on the fourth question? What is the point, for example, that many people who are foreigners to it, after some time, whether they learn Daf Yomi or they do it privately, say, okay, we learned 6 pages about something that we will not encounter in our lifetime. See? So why? Why do I have to study about those things that so many of them I won't encounter in my life? You see, I'm sure I suppose that you were not pushed into learn Kodshim. I'm afraid so. See, I mean, just some kind of suspicion. Of course I don't. It's not for my Ruach HaKodesh, but you see, you learn a Masechta Zvochim or Enochas, which is easier, or Krisis, you learn Zvochim, and you are there. You are there with the whole thing, and you ask, what is it in there? So, and you are. Again, I find that how hard it is to get to why are these questions there, in all. So what is the basic answer is, I'm trying to make it helpful. And if you get immersed in it, which is, there's possibly an introduction or two to this book, which is not introduction, is, see, you have, after some time, you have to be involved enough to be interested in it. And if you are not involved, not very much can be done. For example, they used to say that there are 3 hard Masechtas, and one of them is Eruvin. Now, Eruvin is not a hard Masechta at all. But Eruvin needs understanding of space. If you don't understand it, if you don't even have, in Rashi there were many more drawings. It was just too costly to print them. Just too costly. We know we have in older manuscripts, we have in Rashi more drawings. So, but the idea was, you see, I'm trying to explain to you what a certain segment in Eruvin is. And you just don't get it because there are woods. If you ask an architect, he will tell you, you will come to me. I tell them what kind of a house I'm going to build. At the end I know that they didn't understand anything. See? So they do now, they make all kinds of visual images for the people to understand if they are going to build something or they are going to live in a place, what is it? So in that sense, this is why Eruvin is hard. When you make it readable, so you can understand what is what I call this, what is this or that term. They are no longer just words like that have no meaning, but they have a meaning. So I'm adding basically only those things that I think are additional material that you need in order to understand better. I am not writing about things that are maybe completely interesting, but they have nothing to do with the subject matter. I say it creates a huge sense of unity. And that is a great thing, that you can meet anybody at the end of the world and you can speak about the same daf, you and me.
Rabbi Adin Steinsaltz, thank you so much for your time. We have enjoyed it tremendously. We want to wish you congratulations on all of your success in putting out the Talmud and your new English Talmud, which a lot of our viewers and readers are going to really enjoy. So thank you very much.
So I hope to go on doing more things.